If you're already doing well with dropshipping, outsourcing is super crucial because it lets you buy back your time so that you can work on your business, not in it. And if you're just starting, having this blueprint will really help when you're ready to take it to that next step and bring someone on to take over certain aspects of your business. The truth is, you can hit 6 figures dropshipping on your own. But if you want to accelerate this process, I highly recommend outsourcing certain aspects of your business and building a team. I currently have 3 full-time VAs that help me manage my dropshipping business for me. Bringing someone on to help is a no-brainer if your business is ready for it. Most entrepreneurs pride themselves on being hardworking and also tend to be control freaks, so they typically struggle with letting go and giving other people permission to take over. I certainly did, literally for years. But then I realized that it didn't matter if I was working 14-hour days as hard as I possibly could, I would never be able to consistently outproduce multiple people doing the same thing. Outsourcing also allows you to continue learning and innovating to stay ahead of your competition, which is crucial in any business, but especially dropshipping. It'll also give you added time to audit your own business and strengthen the weaknesses that you might have otherwise not noticed. Most importantly, it'll unhandcuff you so that you can focus on other ways to scale, and it'll allow you to seek out new frontiers and new opportunities that you might not have otherwise seen, simply because you'll have more time to allocate to those areas. There's 2 boxes that I would recommend checking off to ensure that you're ready to hire your first VA. First and foremost, you need to be at a point where you can offer somebody, full-time work consistently. If you can't offer them full-time work or consistent work at the very least, and they'll constantly be looking for new opportunities to fill that void. So if you're not ready to bring someone on full-time, I would recommend at least holding off for a little bit. And secondly, you have to at least have some kind of idea on how you can better use that time. There's no point in buying back your time if you're just gonna sit around and watch Netflix all day, in my opinion. There are 4 main sites that I like to talk about when looking to hire a virtual assistant: Fiverr, Upwork, onlinejobs.ph, and Facebook. Now, Upwork is a great place to find people to bring on, but it can be more expensive to hire people from here. It does tend to be more geared towards professionals, for example, like a video editor or an accountant, maybe someone to do your books. The likelihood that you'll find someone here that fits your dropshipping business model for what you can afford to pay them isn't that high most of the time. So keep it in mind for other things, but for this business, probably not the right place. Onlinejobs.ph is a great place that you can look for virtual assistants to hire as well. You pay a monthly fee to access this site, and then you can post a job listing. People can then respond and apply to that job listing, and then you can interview people who apply for your job to figure out who's the best fit for you and who you like the best. This site is all workers from the Philippines, which is great because they have a lot of experience being virtual assistants already, and a lot of them have prior e-commerce experience at the very least. Also, you can cancel your subscription after you find someone from the site, so it's not like you really have to pay like a recurring monthly fee for this site. It's more of a one-time fee to post a job and then get connected with potential VAs, and then you can cancel. Facebook groups are also a great place to find VAs because there's a lot of people looking for jobs from other countries in Facebook groups based around whatever business model you're doing. Now, I would say, be very careful here doing this though. While there are certainly a lot of people, don't get me wrong, that you can hire that are hardworking and will do a great job, there also are their fair share of pretenders and scammers out there too. No matter where you hire from, always test them on a small scale first, and always trust, but definitely verify. Then, as they earn more trust and earn more of your confidence, you can then give them more freedom and control in the future. Ultimately though, my favorite place to hire a VA is Fiverr. I personally use Fiverr as my own kind of testing platform. I can find just about anyone for almost any job for about $5. Then I can pay them to do that job through the Fiverr platform. This guarantees that I'm getting the work that I'm paying for done because Fiverr acts as the middleman, and if they don't do it, I can always get my money back. Not that $5 is a lot, but it does give you peace of mind. Secondly, I know that they're putting their best foot forward because they care about the rating that I'm gonna give them on the platform, so I can really see what somebody's capable of doing relatively quickly. And third, if they don't do a good job, I can just as easily move on to the next person and give them an opportunity to earn a job. There's no shortage of people looking to work on Fiverr. And of course, if they do a great job, after a few gigs, I'll bring them on full time and I'll pay them off the platform to work with me personally. I've literally taken this approach with almost everybody I've hired, and it works really well. So you can either use PayPal, which works great for most countries, or you can use Western Union. Between both of these payment sites, you can pretty much pay anyone, anywhere, for anything. I highly recommend using WhatsApp to communicate with your VAs. It's free for most people in the world because it works on Wi-Fi and they don't need to use data, and neither do you. Now, if you're doing Facebook Marketplace dropshipping specifically, do not just rely on Facebook Messenger, because if your account goes down for a certain period of time, you might be unable to talk to your VA for that extended period of time, so just keep that in mind. I recommend creating video tutorials for them. You can use a software like Loom, which is a Google Chrome plugin that you can download for $10 a month. It's super easy to use. It's basically like click the button and then it starts recording, and then click the button and it stops recording, and then just saves it all. From there, you can either edit those videos if you want to take them into a program like Premiere Pro or Final Cut Pro, or you can simply just share the Loom link directly to your VA. And Loom will actually store all of your videos for you online on loom.com, so you have an entire library of training videos if you decide to hire somebody else. I personally have almost 20 hours of training solely for my VAs alone, but keep in mind they do a number of things outside of just Facebook as well. But you don't need to start there. You can even start on a small scale with a simple like how I want you to list on Facebook Marketplace video, or how I want you to do product research video, and then make literally a step-by-step video showing them the exact steps that you want them to do. Then have them watch it a few times, at least twice, pay them for their time during training, and then have them start. And it's important to keep in mind that you do want to critique their work and make sure that they're doing it correctly. But also keep in mind, it's important to, at some point, let them make their own mistakes, because they're going to learn a lot faster doing that. If you hold their hand through everything, not only will they not get better, but it really defeats the ultimate purpose that you outsource that job in the first place. There's two main ways to do this. The first and the simplest way is basically to pay them for their production, right? Don't pay them hourly. So for example, instead of paying somebody to list hourly where their incentive basically is just rack up the hours and get paid more, you could just pay them for each listing. So it could be 30 cents, it could be 50 cents per listing. This number is going to change obviously based on how good the person is, how much they expect to make hourly, and then you need to weigh that up against how much you realistically expect that they can do within an hour. But this is just something to keep in mind, and it's something that I've explored in the past and continue to do with some VAs right now. It's much simpler to pay somebody for a task rather than hourly, and it's also much easier to verify what they're actually doing. Or you can use a software like InterGuard. Now, I personally love this software. You can install it on all your computers and then basically restrict certain programs and certain websites. Literally, you name it, you can restrict it. So the software obviously protects you that way, but it also tracks employees' productivity as well. It will track their idle time, their active time, how many clicks they're doing at any given time, how many pages and programs they visited, and it'll put all of that data that you can go look at if you want to into a productivity score. This is perfect for weighing employee productivity against each other if you're trying out multiple people, but it's also perfect if your VAs work in another time zone and you're not always watching what they're doing, or even if you're sleeping while they're working or vice versa. Now, I barely ever check this, but it is good peace of mind to know it's there if I want to. Ultimately, the people I've brought on have earned the respect, they've earned the trust, and I know I can just leave them to get a job done and they'll do it well. But this is a way that you can make sure employees are getting the jobs done that you're paying them to do. All of these tips will help you scale your business exponentially by hiring a great team.